Hi, and welcome to Python tutorial of how to calculate the kinetic energy of a moving object. To calculate the kinetic energy of a moving object, first of all, you need the mass in kilogram, and you also need the speed in meters per second. So we have the mass, we have the speed here, and that is it in joules. So let's clear that, and let's suppose we have this object is, let's go for 29, and the speed at which the object is moving is about 11. Let's work out the kinetic energy. There we go. That is 1754 joules of energy there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python tutorial development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Exit and start a new program. So I'm going to start by importing as follows, and after that let me get the name of my application. I'm going to call it root tk. Okay, that's the name of the app, and I will then declare a variable called that space and just leave a space in between because I want my heading to be dead center. The next thing is I'm going to say give it a title, so the title is root, and let's enter the title. I'm going to be using that right now, so let's say it's going to be about 74 multiplied by space that I have in here, the space that I have in here. So it's going to be the title. I'm just going to call that kinetic energy. Okay, kinetic energy calculator. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Then the next thing is I'm going to define my geometry. So that is going to be 664 multiplied by 477 plus 360 plus 100 there. Okay, these are the coordinate, and this is the width, and that's the height. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to add my logo here. So by now you guys should be used to my logo, so if you have yourself a logo, just write the same thing. That is the method that will call out your logo. So the name of my logo is, or my icon is cap dot that. That's my icon there. Now I want to come right down here. The next thing I want to do is I want to create a frame. Just call that cover frame. This cover frame is going to be a widget. This widget is known as a frame. Now this frame is right inside root, comma, enter a border of about 10, comma. I'm going to enter a padding. I'm going to make that padding approximately 5, and that is for the x-axis, and I will also make the y-axis maybe 5 as well. There we go. Change this to y there. So let's enter a border color. So I'm going to make the color background color BG, and I will just specify, let's say we'll go for C0 DE D9. Okay, it's something bluish, so that will do. Okay, and I will also get it relieved equals, make that rigid, close that. Now I'm going to close up this my cover, come right down here, paste that there, and just say dot grid equals that. So if I come right down here, I can just say root dot main loop. There we go. Let's save this and run it and see how that's gonna look like. Copy that, let's go to file, save as. There, just gonna call it kinetic energy. There, that is it, saved. Alright, it's saved. I'm going to copy this frame that I just created, paste it underneath here, and I now change the one copy to main frame. There we go. A main frame is going to be a child of cover frame. Paste that in here, and let me change the back color of this to cadet blue. There. Yeah, I think that will do. So let's run it and see how that's going to look like for now. Then we'll take it from there. We have an error. Let's see what's the error. Oh, look at the spelling. That should be blue. Okay, that's blue. There. Run. And there we go. That's my cadet blue hiding right there. But we need to, if you guys want to see what's in there, we can just add width and height, and you can see that. So to see that, I'm just going to say width equals that, comma, height equals, let's say 470. Okay, let's put a 0 here. Control run so that you guys can see it. There should be a comma here. Run. There we go. That's it. Okay. Now I'm going to close that. Alright, you've seen all that now, so I'm going to now create another one. That's where my title is going to be, so I'm just going to change that to title. That is my title taken care of. So what I'm going to do is, let's run it and you guys see how that looks like anyway. There, that's how it's looking now. Close that. Now, I'm going to add 2 more frames. So let's copy maybe the title. Let's see. I will copy the title and change things around. Come right down here. Paste and paste. And these 2 frames, one of them is going to be a label. So I'm going to call this will be for my energy actually. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm just going to call it maybe kinetic energy frame. Copy that. And just paste that here. That will be the kinetic energy frame. Paste. There we go. Or just kinetic or energy frame. Okay, that's fine. Energy frame, and this one will be energy frame as well. There. And this will be for the buttons. Paste it here. There. Okay, I'm just going to modify these 2. So I'm going to make this maybe 4. Okay, let's first of all let's change this. That's top, and this, let's make this bottom. There. And I will also have to reduce the heights. Let's make the height about 80 and make these maybe 200. There. Okay. The width, I think the width we need to change that to, let's go for about 400, maybe 466, and this will be 466 as well. I'm just gonna run it. Let's see what I have. Alright, okay, let's change the height of the title, because this is the title. I just want it to be a little bit smaller. This is it there. Okay, so that we can see the rest of the frame. So the height is 400 plus. Let's make it 100. Let's run it and see. Run. There. I just need to increase this width. So this one is 600 plus, so we'll make this 600 plus as well. 610 and 610 here. Save, run. There we go, that's fine. Okay, now right underneath here, I'm going to, first thing first, you see this very one is now going to be a frame. It's going to be a label frame. Label frame. And for the label frame, I'm going to need some titles and so on. So let's press enter, and right here I'm just going to enter, let's say undo that and take it from here. I'm going to need to change the font of that, and I will also need to, okay, first of all let's add a font here. So just going to say font equals, speed that up. So the font and the text on it, that is the font, that's the font, and the text on it is enter the object. The font is 18, and the font type I'm using is called Helvetica, so that's fine. I'm going to, let's run it and see how that's going to look. I expect this to appear on this very label. Let's run it and see. Run. There we go, that's it. Okay, I now need to enter my title, object, and buttons. So come right down here, LBL title, and that is equals a label. So that's going to be a label. Maybe just copy this, and this label is going to be right inside, yep, title frame. And I also need fonts and the text that will appear on that label. Copy all of these, paste it right in here, comma, there, and right there, that's the text on this font is how to calculate the kinetic energy of a moving object. So let me cut this off, cut, so that you guys can see it properly. Enter a command here, press enter, paste this here. Right, now I'm going to run this up. Right there, that's going to be dot, that will be grid, and let's just say that very good grid has a padding of 2 equals 2. Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of this. That shouldn't be there. Now I'm just going to try it out. Increase the font size, that's too small, maybe about 31, and come right here, run. Let's see, there. But you see the background, I don't like that color, so let's come back in here and just change the background to, I'm going to change that to maybe cadet blue, BG equals, no, let's change it to this, copy and paste. Right, let's run it, run. Okay, that looks good. Okay, you see here, I'm going to get rid of these 2 backgrounds. Cancel that, and let's look for the button has a background. Get rid of it. Don't want that. You can always leave your background. This is how I want my own design to look like. There we go. There, so that's fine. Close that. Now, so all my framework and the title is all taken care of. Look at it. Right, take a good look at it. There we go. Now I'm just going to enter broken lines there so that you guys know I'm done with that. Now right below here I'm going to now enter my widgets. Okay, the other widget that I'm going to enter, that will include labels. Maybe we'll grab this, we'll reduce everything anyway. Labels, there's going to be 1 label, 2 and 3. Okay, we can modify one and just copy it around to get rid of these 2. Modify just this very one. Okay, for my labels, they are going to be inside the energy frame, so grab the energy and change this to energy there. And the very first label, that's going to be for mass. So let's say mass in kilograms. Let's enter mass there and change this to mass as well. Okay, the size, font size, make that about 16. Right, and change all this text to mass in kilogram. Get rid of this. In kilogram. Let's say kilograms. There we go. And I can even bring all of these up. Let's cut that, paste it here. There we go. Okay, get rid of this. And I'm just going to enter, let's say about 7. Okay, and change this to D, border equals 7. And get rid of this as well. Let's say row equals row 0, column equals 0, and I'm going to just say strictly west. There. Copy. So we need another one here and one here. So this will be for the energy calculation in joules. So let's just call that energy there. So that's for energy, and this is going to be energy as well. And the one in the middle, that will be for speed in meters per second. So I can just change it to speed. Right. There we go. So this is 0, 1, row 1 and 2. Let's run it. Run. There we go. We just need to change the text on them. So come down here and just change the text. This is going to be known as, let's say, speed in meters. Speed in meters per second. Right. And this one is the energy. So come in and just say joules of energy. That's like the answer. So run. There. Okay, that's cool. So we now need some input here, or it's called entering. So let's come down here. So this is going to be txt mass. Txt mass. Mass is going to be inside this. Paste. Then we also need, let's grab this. Grab the font, paste that in there. Maybe make that about 10 enter a comma there. What else do I need now? I'm going to have to declare some variable, but before then, let's enter width is going to be about 27 there. So let's run this up and see how it looks like. Then we can take care of the rest. So that is going to be row 0, column is going to be 1. Get rid of this there. And we also need to enter here, that should have been mass is entry. That's the widget name, it's called entry, else there will be an error. Okay, let's run it and see. Run there, that is it right there. Okay, see, we can enter whatever in there, so we have to do something about that. Okay, that is fine. I'm now going to copy it, and let's say comma here first. Let's make that about 7. So let's copy and paste that right underneath here for this, and one here for this. So this is going to be row 1, and this one will be row 2, and the name of this is speed, so change that to speed so that I know which entry belongs to which entry, and this one is energy. So copy, that is energy, and energy here. Right, run. Yeah, looking good. Now let's add some buttons here. Close. So come in here, let's enter the separator. So the next thing is going to be the button. So let's say the first button is going to be known as btn calculate. Oh yeah, calc is fine. Button, and this button is inside the widget that is called button. btn button here, it's called button frame there. Okay, we need to get it padded because of room, but first thing, let's grab all of this. Grab, paste it here. There we go. Now let's change these to maybe about 18, comma. I need text on it. I'm just gonna call that text calculate there. What else do I need? Background color bg equals, I'm going to make that color CODED 9. Right, round it up as well, paste. So that's going to be dot, let's say that's going to be 0 0. Okay, yeah, grab, paste this there, 0 and 0 here. Okay, if I run it now, let's try it out and see. There we go, that's my button is ready, so close that. I need 2 more buttons, but let's add padding here, so I'm just gonna say pad equals 2. That might be too small, but let's see. Copy, this will be for reset and exit. Reset, then we have exit, and exit here as well. There. Now this one is okay, this one is column 0, this will be column 1 and column 2, and here this is exit. Followed by reset. run. Save first, save and run. There. See how small those buttons are, but everything is in order now. So I'm now going to add, let's add width to it. So let's say the width, I'm going to make that maybe about 9. Yeah, why not? Equals 9. There we go. Copy and paste. Okay, let's try out 9. If that's not good enough, we just change it. Nope. Close that. And I'm going to go for maybe 11. 11 and 11 here. Right. Let's make this maybe. Okay, I'm going to add padding to the x-axis. Let's just get the x-axis padded. Copy and paste it here as well. And here too. Save. Run. There. That's fine. Okay. Now we need to work on the functions. Okay, let's go right up there and take care of the functions. I think I'm going to put that right underneath the frames and so on. So come right down here, paste. Now the very first function I'm going to have a look at. Okay, first thing, let's declare my variables. So that's the first variable. The second one, I'm going to call that velocity. So come right down here, just say velocity. There. And finally, the maybe I should call the next one energy. Yeah, my next variable, that will be for the answer, that will be the energy. There we go. That's it sorted. Now the very first function, that will be for, let's say, reset, enter parentheses, and for reset, let's just say we clear this, everything here, copy all of those, paste that right here, and change this to set. There. That will be a dot in there. And repeat the same thing for this and this. There. Okay, that's it taken care of. So we can just ask it to return there. But all of this, my variable, are now being used anyway. So the very first one is for mass, the second one is for velocity and energy. So let's come right down here. This is the mass. So in here we can just say comma text variable equals mass. I think it's in uppercase. Let's check that out. No, it's in lowercase. Okay, let's make energy lowercase as well. Lowercase and lowercase here. Come right down. There we go. Lowercase. And the next one, that is going to be for the velocity. So copy and paste it right there. There. And finally, this one is going to be for energy. Copy, paste, and we need to enter energy there. Let's see, there's not enough room there. Copy, come right down here, paste. Okay, just move things a little bit around. No, I still need more than enough space. Okay, I might as well just press enter here. Alright, that's much better. No, this is in the wrong place in the first place. Okay, undo that and grab all of these and just cut it off. Cut is meant to be in the text. Yeah. Alright, that is that all done. So let's take care of our exit. There, you just have to speed that up. That is exit taken care of. That's the function for exit. I'm going to call reset and exit inside their buttons right here. Look, take a good look at those lines of codes. So let's go right down to reset right in here. So I'm just going to say comma, let's press enter and say command equals reset there, and this one is going to be command equals exit. Command equals exit for this one. Exit, or I exit, I call it I exit. And I might as well take care of this energy calculator there. So let's say command here, press enter and just say command equals, let's say calculator or energy calculator. Now let's just enter calculator there. Kinetic energy calculator. Okay, that's fine. So I now need to create another function here. So I've called all of the function. The next function I want to create now is called calculator, or we can just call it kinetic energy. Yeah, why not kinetic energy instead of calculator? Change that to kinetic energy, right? And just enter kinetic there. So kinetic energy underscore. So I'm going to create a function I'll call kinetic energy. Copy that and go right up here underneath here. Kinetic energy. There we go. So for I'm going to need the following local variable. Let's say P. Let's get it indented. Yeah. P equals the mass dot get. Okay, that's what P is equals. Maybe I should let's put it in a bracket there. Then we can just say Q. These are just local variables. Equals velocity dot get. Right. So I'm going to use try. The reason why I want to use try is to prevent any other character apart from numbers. So I'm going to say try m, another local variable. N would be for my mass. Let's get it float equals P. Now V equals float, and that will be equals Q there. Now we now need to work out our kinetic energy cell. So I'm going to say KE. No, let's go for KE. Let me just KE. Okay, uppercase E. That will be equals 0.5. Let's multiply that by N, multiply by v and multiply by v. Why is it like this? If you want to find out the formula for kinetic, to calculate kinetic energy is half multiplied by mass multiplied by velocity squared. Okay, if you guys want to find out about that, just go in here. There we go, that is it right there. So that is my half, that's my mass, and that's my velocity squared. That is it right there. Go online, there's a lot of information about how to calculate kinetic energy, and that's it. Okay, I've worked out that. If you want, you can always add a message box, just like I did earlier in my demonstration. I'm going to copy this my message box here. You don't have to, but I'm just going to put that in there. And this message box, I'm going to enter the following data. Let's say, okay, kinetic energy calculator, and I can then enter something here, get rid of all of this, and just say joules of energy, and in here I'm going to call my KE. So let's just put KE here. So right there, no, we actually need KE to be inside energy. Where is my answer? Yeah, so come first thing first, energy, variable energy equals, no, is dot set, and the data in it is going to be KE. So therefore this, we're going to get it in here. So we can come in here, just a comma, paste that in there, dot get, there, plus, and that should take care of the message. Else, if you do not enter the correct data, let's assume you end up entering alphabetic character, this is what I want the system to do. So you can say value error, this is an error handler, so type error, and we can display a message box. Okay, display a message, grab all of this and just paste it there and change it around. But first thing first, just get it indented, paste, and my message will be maybe wrong data, kinetic energy. In here, let's just say invalid input, something like that, invalid input, invalid data input, and get rid of all of this. There we go. Okay, so let's change this to something like warning, show warning, and I'm going to change this one to show information. Yeah, that should be show. Right, we're almost there. Now if I display this message that the data you enter is invalid, I want the system to reset itself, so I might as well just come down here and call my function reset, and I'll ask, and let's just say return, in that case equals false. There we go. That is it. I think is all done now. Alright, we can try it out, but before then I think I'm going to end up with an error. Let's enter column there, else we will have an error. So that is my function that will take care of the calculation, this very data that you guys see here. That's the formula, right in here. That's the formula I'm using, and they have an example here. So for example, they've entered the mass is 10 and the speed, the velocity is 5. Okay, at the end of the day they ended up with 125 joules. Okay, that's the answer. So let's try that out. Mass 10 kilograms and 5 meters per second. So I'm going to run it first. Let's run it and make sure it works. There we go. Now come in here, enter, I think that is 10, and the mass in kilogram is 10, the speed per meter is 5. Check that out. Look at that, 125 joules. Let's add a bit of space in here. You don't need a message box, you can always get rid of the message box. Look, if you don't want to, just put an hash in there. Run. Enter that again. Mass is 10 and this is 5. Check that out. There we go. Alright, so let's enter some invalid data in here, invalid input, and see what's going to happen. There we go. Look at that. There. Okay, we enter some valid data. There we go. But there's one other problem. You see, the end user can enter data in here. Okay, let's find a way to make sure the end user is unable to enter any data in there. So reset, exit, yeah, and let's come right down here, and I'm going to come right here. You see where we have energy, so let's put a comma there, press enter, and I'm going to say state equals disabled, so that the end user cannot enter whatever data in there. That is just for input alone, and that is it. So let's go to run there, and that's it. It's disabled. So let's enter some data, and that is my speed there. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, but before I leave, let me show you guys the whole lines of codes one more time. Take it up now. Declare everything in here. Then we have the framework, bring it down, title, functions, declarations. Okay, we have reset, exit, kinetic energy calculator function there, widget, label, text entries. Scroll right down, buttons. Okay, kinetic energy function added, reset added to the button, and exit added to the button. So let's run the program again. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. You all have a nice day now, and please do subscribe to my channel. And for those of you guys who join my channel, thanks a lot for your support. Bye for now, and have a nice one, guys.